I'm John Olarnik. I'm a chef, owner of chefsbackyard.com. I do product and instructional videos and demonstrations and teach people how to cook. Today we're going to make some snapper Veracruz. We've got some beautiful wild-caught snapper off of the Pacific coast. We're using Mölli sauces and specifically the Veracruz. It's a traditional Mexican dish and we're going to serve it with some quinoa and some chayote squash. I love the flavors in it, and if you've ever made a Veracruz sauce from scratch, you know it's going to take you at least 30 minutes to make the sauce. So the ease and convenience of using the Mölli sauce, packed with the flavors that are in there, the freshness of the olives, are what I really enjoy. Today we're going to make some snapper Veracruz. We're going to use the Mölli sauces, the Veracruz flavor, and what I've got is some wild-caught Pacific snapper. We're going to take a piece and we're going to season it simply with salt. A lot of times when you're working with fresh ingredients, all you need is a little salt, maybe a little pepper. A lot of times people are pretty intimidated by cooking seafood, but what they don't know is seafood is really easy to prepare. I'm going to turn on the stove to medium-high. We're going to let that heat up for a second, and I'm also going to start the quinoa. I'm going to set that to high and add 2 cups of vegetable broth. One of the things I love about the Mölli sauces is it really makes cooking easy. Whenever I get off work from cooking all day, I want to come home, I want to make a quick and easy deal, but it's got to taste great. So that's why I choose Mölli sauces. So while our pan is heating, I've got the fish seasoned. I'm going to chop some vegetables. We've got some chayote squash. We'll just take the ends off of that. This is also known as the calabaza squash, which is a traditional Mexican squash, traditionally used in Mexican food. So we're just going to cube this up because it's going to become part of our final dish. We'll cut it into squares, and then we'll cut it into equal size pieces. If you cut it into equal size pieces, it affects the flavor and it also affects the texture of the dish. During the week, I love using sauces like this because it helps me to bring healthful meals to the table in a minimal amount of time. Normally, if I were to do something like this on the weekend, this is maybe an hour, hour and a half dish. We can get it prepared for you in about 15 to 20 minutes. So we've got some heat on the pan. We're going to add a little bit of olive oil, just enough to coat the bottom. 2 tablespoons. This pan is kind of small, so we're going to take the fillet and cut it into a more manageable size piece. We'll cut it into 3 pieces. 1, 2, and 3. We'll wait for the pan to get a little bit hot. So living in San Antonio, there's a rich Hispanic culture here. And I grew up tasting the flavors of Mexico without really knowing that they were so much the flavors of Mexico. I just knew they were flavors I loved. The vegetable broth is beginning to heat up. We're going to add 1 cup of quinoa. We're going to let that come to a boil, and then we'll reduce the heat and let it simmer just like you would with rice. Something nice about quinoa is that it cooks faster. It's got a nice tight grain on it, and it cooks faster than other healthy grains like buckwheat or farro. So we've got this boiling. We're going to reduce the heat and let it go. We'll set a timer for 15 minutes and check on it. Our fish has already been cooking for a couple of minutes. One of the things you can notice is on the edge of the fish, the color begins to come up. And once we get probably to this next rib is when we'll turn it. I've got some of the Mölli Veracruz sauce in this pan heating up, and we'll use that to finish the plate. So one of the things about cooking fish, you can tell when it's completely done, when it starts to flake on you. This piece I can still see a little bit of the raw flesh color still inside of there, so it needs just a few more minutes to cook. So we'll just take some of the Veracruz sauce that's already been heated. We'll add it on top. And that'll allow the flavors to combine. The reason you would want to preheat the sauce is it will just make the cooking process faster. At this point, we've got some cooked fish, we've got some warm sauce. We're going to add a little bit of butter in there just to make it a little bit richer. We'll cover it, reduce the heat. The heat is turned off, and now we're just waiting for the quinoa to finish cooking. We can just take an avocado, cut it in half along the seed, split it open. Take your knife gently. It's easy to cut through the skin, and if you've got a sharp knife, you can cut your hand really quick. But just use the skin as your guide, and you can cut nice slices. We'll get a spoon, scoop it out. Just press towards the skin, and it should come out. And you can fan it out nicely. We've got about 10 minutes of cook time left on the quinoa. This would be a good time to add your squash, your calabaza, your chayote squash. Let it come to a rolling boil again, and then we'll cover it, reduce it to simmer. Okay, so our quinoa is ready. We've got a lemon here. I picked it from my lemon tree just a few minutes ago. We're going to use this just as a final squeeze on the fish. We've got the quinoa with the squash. And we'll do this kind of family style. We'll serve one big plate, let everybody come and get what they like off of it. See how flaky that fish is? I wish you guys could smell this. It smells so wonderful. Make sure we get that sauce on there. And then just finish with a squeeze of lemon. Buen provecho.